Akaash Singh, do you know what he does? He has no material, so he sits in the crowd. For example, many of these comedians who are influenced by the internet lack humor. He talks about you and your relationship while seated in the crowd. How are you acquainted with this beautiful woman? Only pals. This man is married, and he used to boast about his wife's virginity.
Also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe her?
If you've seen her, then it's hard to believe. Yeah. We already connected, and like she also isn't having sex.
The guy that I was kind of with right before him was also a virgin. I
didn't know you were a virgin too.
So I was a virgin too when I met him.
Akaash has been with one girl in his life who is his wife.
That's my wife.
First of all, a man who has autism is the one who claims that his wife is a virgin. Let's get started. Any man who has the guts to tell you that he did not grow up in the Garden of Eden with his wife is a virgin, that man has autism. Additionally, he has not been informed of this by others who know him. They grin and giggle alongside him. Who are the guys he performs with? Who is the guy who was informed about Kendrick? Yes, Schultz, Andrew. Really, Schultz, Andrew. These men are all familiar with him. Additionally, I saw that they don't really focus on him as much as they are to. They feel sorry for him.
To make Akaash's wife the biggest TikTok star.
She's so hot.
Yeah. And she's beautiful. She's great. But my goal is to remove all the leverage he has in his relationship.
I mean, it would make me feel really good for her to surpass Akaash in fame.
Ask yourself the question, why?
Because it's funny.
Yeah, we like to see our friends suffer.
Yeah.
Wow.
How are you guys doing?
Jasleen, I'm trying to build you.
I'll tell you what this man's wife does. She told him she was a virgin and boasted about being run through all through college, among other things.
I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was popping and living my best life in these white...
Wasn't a virgin. She says she's popping her pee in the white boy frat house. It's honey, how charming. Obviously, someone had a hoe phase, right? She has a roster of guys. That she's rotating through. Now, what was she doing with them? We don't know the details exactly of what she was doing, but when somebody says they have a roster of guys that they're rotating through, can we all just take a guess at what that means? And she's nostalgic for those times. So
told him like, yo, I'm a virgin. Yo, I don't do this, I don't do that. That's not even who she was with. Yeah, she was in the white frat parties getting her rearranged, getting her bent up like a pretzel. You feel me? Now, yo, her family gonna be like, you gotta get with a nice Indian boy, this and third. She gonna get with my mans, and she not gonna tell him the truth. Like, yo, man, I was getting ran through. Like, yo, it was lit. You know what she gonna tell him? Ain't nobody hit. Word two, that everybody know that. I'm telling you.
She boasts that she has never kissed him in public and stands by it, even after their wedding. Wait, what? Darlene is awful. While it's bad, people will tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about when there are people like this.
You kill me, boy, so it's out.
Then she's a good liar.
Why not?
I don't care about. I like tangible goods.
Since I am renewing my vows, I think the only thing you can do is propose again. Singh, will you be Jasleen Singh forever again?
Yes! Oh my God! How big is this?
Big enough for you to shut up every time I tell you.
Thank you so much.
About this guy. She's not attracted to him. She is not attracted to him. The power dynamic in this relationship is so screwed up, so obvious that she's running the show. It's so obvious that he wants her more than she wants him. All she cares about in the second video is the size of the diamond.
Oh my God! How big is this? Thank you so much.
God, it looks so beautiful.
This marriage license or anything. I believe she boasts about how she was destroyed. She boasts about her aspirations. Wow, this is actually occurring in real life. You nearly imply that this must be something. This must be a hoax. What is the name of this guy again? Singh? Akaash? Our demo does not include this guy. However, I'm bringing up his story because it really needs to be told. She then whacked him with the whammy after lying the entire time. For example, he married a bottom dweller and portrayed her as pure. It was mentioned that she was receiving bukkakis. Yes, she takes great pride in this. She stands on the fact that she has never given him a public kiss. It appears to be this week's loss. No, the entire month has been a complete mess, including his longtime wife Jasleen assuring herself that she has always lived a proud and boisterous life. She is an ardent supporter of the streets being pumped and dumped, just like the stock market and cryptocurrency catastrophe of last month. To be honest, I wish I could make all of this up, but she put a lot of effort into sharing everything with the numerous men she has dated. According to her own words, the boys had been performing alley-oops and backdoor layups, seemingly going through the team's lineup when she was in college, when she was out here avoiding her husband's hugs and kisses. Additionally, let me remind you that Akaash isn't really her type, because she has crushes on white boys who shoot down CEOs like Luigi Mannion. She also runs her mouth, telling people on social media that the nostalgia she longs for is for their frequent college sorority sex and fat boy sausage fests. She has been open to sharing with anyone who will listen that before being wiped out, she was leading a fulfilling life. A white knight simp saved me.
34 years old, I probably made $4,000 that entire year. And we couldn't even afford the living room we lived in New York City. So we had to stay on her friend's couch for almost a month. We were basically homeless for a month. I'm 34 years old. She's 25 years old. I'm looking at this girl like, man, you could go be with an Indian who's a doctor, like a real Indian. You're a beautiful girl. You have so much ahead of you. Me, I don't know what my life is going to be. I'm 34. I'm broke. This dream might not ever happen, but I'm too chronic to quit. Because I remember thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be able to marry this girl because I'm so broken. I'm in such a bad place and it's a dark time in my life. But I know I will never find a girl that loves me this much ever again. And I will never find a girl who rides.
For it is moments when people's backs are up against the wall, which will be the real judge of their character. Will they stick it through with you? Or will they leave you behind? But what Akaash seemingly leaves out of this story is that she left him behind.
Story time of why me and my husband broke up before we got married and why it ended up being the best decision we ever made. So he was pretty much losing all his income, and at the same time I was working a really toxic job, and it just caused a lot of stress on our relationship.
When I was talking about like my story time of me and Akaash having a break before we got married, which I think is normal and healthy and should be normalized.
It was a huge fight between all of us. Basically, Akaash did not defend me, and I was like, okay, I don't know if I can be in a relationship with this person anymore.
So after this, we both took a much needed break and
So the man was literally at the lowest portion of his life, and you were being, quote unquote, you said it, not me. Just so happens after he gets up on the podcast and is getting his life back together, all of a sudden then now you get back together with him. Okay, that's how that works, huh?
Okay, so I've been getting a lot of comments that I'm using my husband for clout. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I am leveraging nepotism, but like through my husband, so like spousal nepotism. What's wrong with that? Okay, I have two but stories. So one time I met this guy on Tinder and I made the dumb mistake of letting him sleep over, like not really wanting to hook up. And I like woke up in the morning and like my asshole was a little sore.
she is like making her husband look so lame. It's not a flex to talk about your personal life, what you did in college, whatever. It's just not a flex. You're married.
Get together for Scotty's story time. You might think I'm lying when I tell you this next, but one of my original friends taught me the truth about God. It has to do with the age-old Catholic method of pregnancy prevention, where some of these women do not consider a good old anal pounding to be one of the most popular categories on spicy sites. And in this instance, the virgin ex-girlfriend of my original homie, wink wink, according to her own words, she does not lose her virginity if a man's dingling is up in her stink. And how am I aware of this? I was previously informed that the man she had previously laid up before my friend was the one who got his rocks off in her back end. She claimed to be a virgin despite engaging in sodomy by the time she stopped her relationship with him and started seeing my friend. I'm simply a messenger, so you don't have to believe me. The only thing I'm wondering about is what other justifications a woman will use to maintain her virginity if this way does not count as losing her virginity or a woman's virginity in terms of the restrictions she establishes. When it comes to any kind of penetration with a man's Johnson into a woman's poop shot rear end or in the pink nanny, I believe I can speak for most men. On a technicality, let's not pretend that she is still a virgin.
And I'm sorry, just disrespecting your spouse is never going to be a flex.
Akaash Singh's wife does not respect him because he's a weak individual and he did not set any boundaries early in the relationship. And now you're seeing in real time that that woman does not respect him.
For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Jasleen. I'm a stay-at-home wife, but I don't cook or clean because I don't feel like it.
I don't do things. I don't like working. I do not dream of labor.
And my husband is a full-time stand-up comedian and he buys me lots of nice things.
The idea of asking a girl to sign a prenup incredibly offensive. I asked someone to sign a prenup because I had some like booming business. Then I would be like, yeah, can you just sign this prenup because I don't want to like lose all my money. But then like if a guy asked me to sign a prenup, I would be like, I would call off the wedding. Like I would literally call off the wedding.
You would have called off the wedding if I asked you to sign a prenup?
Yeah, like I'm not even joking.
I had no real ability.
She really enjoys this bit of like, yo, my husband gonna do what the f I say, and I don't cook, and I don't clean, and I don't do this, and I don't work. Like she enjoys the fact that she can open.
And she had a wet ass in college.
Yeah, like she enjoys having this audacity to be like that.
Well, I mean wet, I mean blood.
Yeah.
Savages plague them. Savages are plighted by ladies. Since many others have presented me with all the evidence from Jasleen herself, I believe I have a good case. Of course, is a strong probability with my questionable conjecture. Do you think Jasleen exhibits all the traits of a young gold-digging hussy who was run through by her particular kind of white rat guys after coming out of the entire phase? She saw a simple stand, a 401k, and an easy retirement plan all in one place. And when she rode the wave of his rising fame on social media, she caught him at the perfect moment as his life circumstances altered.
The guy that is suitable for the family and for her, and there's no way on earth she's telling her husband that when she was in college, he was running through her like a track meet. No way! I'm telling you, bro. No way. No way. You know what I'm saying? No way. So shorty here, come on, man. Yo, them some white, she was up in there in college. Them white dudes was going bananas on her. You know what I'm saying? But because of these family values and like religion and all that type of stuff, she gonna get right. She gonna get right. You feel me? She get right. But she not gonna tell her mans all. The only thing she with. You got to take those stories to the grave.
Being so comfortable talking about every sex thing in the world, yapping their way without any hesitation, and the moment their husband comes to even touch them a little bit, they're reeling away like this, which is like, he's not very attractive.
But
I think about mass, I don't think about my...
Seeing a man who is more than 10 years Jasleen Sr. is, of course, her favorite activity. The best he believes he can do. That's a lesson, too. While this young Harley has been telling us all about her college days and how she was teased by a gang of boys her own age, she seemed incapable of doing anything wrong. His lack of expertise and unwillingness to face the music and the fact that his wife may have been a notorious flute and trumpet player raised the statistics and turned her into a statistic while he is out there disparaging men's content, consumers, and creators. He should have taken care of his own house and properly slept her, instead of praising her non-existent chastity and attributes based on a fictitious, idealized woman that he dreamed about but doesn't truly exist. You've been duped and deceived, Akaash Singh declared. Let reality set in and accept that there are no flawless, respectable girls or half-virgins.
The guy that is suitable for the family and for her, and there's no way on earth she's telling her husband that when she was in college, he was running through her like a track meet. No way! I'm telling you, bro. No way. No way. You know what I'm saying? No way. So shorty here, come on, man. Yo, them some white, she was up in there in college. Them white dudes was going bananas on her. You know what I'm saying? But because of these family values and like religion and all that type of stuff, she gonna get right. She gonna get right. You feel me? She get right. But she not gonna tell her mans all. The only thing she with. You got to take those stories to the grave.
Being so comfortable talking about every sex thing in the world, yapping their way without any hesitation, and the moment their husband comes to even touch them a little bit, they're reeling away like this, which is like, he's not very attractive.
But I think
about mass, I don't think about my husband.
The most concerning aspect of all of this is that Akaash has a severe case of cognitive dissonance because he willfully ignores his wife's long history of wrongdoing by telling the world that his girl is a virgin who recently lost her innocence to him, a self-described virgin. In order to avoid the agony of facing the harsh reality of Jen's falsehood that she's been a good girl all along and not a bust-down brown Betty passing for the college men's amusement, this man is lying to himself, believing in his own lies and deliberate ignorance.
Dan, for the simps out there, they think they got lucky, when in reality, dude, you were just the last train leaving. So the simp is isolated with her, and even if the rest of the world is like, man, this is silly, he starts telling himself, well, as long as I'm cool with her, that's all that matters. That's when she has him completely wrapped around her finger, when he starts telling himself it's okay if the rest of the world is laughing at me and mocking me, so long as I'm good with her. Now, folks, do you know this? Females never say that about men. If her girlfriends ain't impressed, if other people are not approving, she doesn't say, well, as long as I'm good with him, the rest of y'all. The divorce rate shows you that. Hell, the breakup rate shows you that. Women don't do that.